I'm giving my motivational speech at a nearby restaurant in a few hours. I put invites online, and a bunch of people RSVP'd, so I'm starting to get nervous.
Is it good?
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so different from my last event.
How so?
Because I've planned a schedule, you've helped me print it out. It's gonna be so much easier to get more in depth with my story. I want people to leave feeling stronger and feeling worthy. And I'm so glad that the girls get to come and kind of be part of this.
Good luck, Mom.
Aww, thank you, baby.
Good luck.
I'll see you there, okay? You coming? Come here, hold on. Are you coming to the event after you go get your hair and makeup done?
I'm gonna go with you, Mom.
And what are you gonna tell everybody about?
Your I am.
Yeah, so go tell them about your I am. Okay, kiss me. I love you. Love you. All right. Yay. Here we go. Funny. Okay. Now I'm feeling a lot of pressure. Feeling a little bit under pressure. No. Okay, you guys, I think we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so my name is Leah, you guys. Of course. Okay, I guess I'm gonna talk about a little bit about my story. This right here is a fear that I have. It's no joke, no lies, all of it set aside. I am terrified to speak in front of anybody. My childhood wasn't the best, was it? Then I had my own kids, and it was like, okay, now I'm responsible for not just one, but two little ones. I didn't know what I was doing, you guys. I didn't know what I was doing. So many people judging me, the world judging me. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was just trying to be the best mom that I could be at all times. I kind of hit rock bottom. I didn't know my worth. I didn't stand in my power. But today, I stand in my power. I know my worth. And that's what each one of you guys should do. So on one of the index cards, you're gonna write your fear. Like, what's something that you truly fear? Then we're gonna go outside and burn those cards. So throughout my story, you guys have heard about Alli. Alli has a very rare muscle disease. That's what my biggest fear is, what her future holds. I want her to get married. I want her to be okay in school, and I don't want anybody to make fun of her, and I don't want her to fall and then scream and be like, why am I falling? Like, that's my fear. My biggest fear is her future, whatever she's dealing with. I'm gonna support her along the way, and I'm gonna teach her how to cope with all of those the same way that I've coped with it. So I guess that's my biggest fear. I'm burning you guys' fears. Tell yourself, anytime that you think about it, tell yourself, I let it go. I'll let that fear go. I'm not gonna fear failure. I'm not gonna fear rejection. I'm not gonna fear that I'm not gonna be the best mother. Stand in your own power every single day. You guys can.
I'm wrapping up my speech and wanted to bring the girls out so they can be a part of it too.
They went and had their hair done at the mall close by. That is so cute. Okay, can you guys walk over here for me? What do we do every morning when you go to school, or every morning when we wake up? What's your 5 what?
Hello.
Addie, what's your 5 I am? What?
Great.
You can do your I feel what?
I'm grateful.
You're grateful? Uh-huh. You're loving? Aww. I am what? Go ahead. Say it. I feel happy. Ready? Just say it. I'll stand right here with you.
I need you to hide me.
Okay, what are you?
I am happy. I am beautiful. I am always here for my sisters. I don't know.
Oh, that's nice. Good job. I'm so glad that you guys came. This is my second event. I'm gonna have more, and I'm so excited.
I feel very confident right now after talking to you today and like listening to everything that you had to say. I appreciate it.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
I
knew you could do it. That was amazing.
Let's go over here and sit down. Oh my God. It just went so well. I feel like so many people connected. So many people understood the purpose of the event. It's just so amazing because I was able to get personal with some of these people and talk about some things that I've went through. And I won't lie to you, that last event really shot me down. I was like, for 3 days after that event, I was like, I can't do this. But
you can.
I can't. But that's the thing. I just kept pushing forward.
I don't ever think I've seen you so strong.
No, I never imagined myself being here. But I'm so grateful. This was awesome. This is everything I've wanted it to be.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah.
I was just calling to see how the girls' first day went.
It went good.
How did it go with her aide? With Alli's aide?
Alli, how did you like anyway? She likes her, she said.
Aw, good. I'm glad. How'd Gracie say her day went?
That's Gracie. She's social. She's good.
Yeah. I can't believe they didn't take the wheelchair this morning. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I remember last year they said we had to call beforehand.
Yeah, but at the last meeting at school for Alli, it was supposed to be set up to where they would take it anytime it was needed. But I've looked up a few different numbers for some special needs advocates and attorneys to set in on the IEP meetings, and I'm gonna give them a call.
Okay.
I feel like it will be so helpful for us, even communicating about her education and what's good for her at the school.
Yeah.
Having someone that has been in other cases and knows the ins and outs,
Yeah, that sounds good to me. We're still young and we don't know everything about it. But.
Right. That's kind of what a special needs advocate and attorney they'll know all the ins and outs.
This is Kristen.
Hi, Kristen. This is Leah.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I know when I was at the MD clinic, they had mentioned a special needs advocate or, an attorney to set in on the meetings.
So what an advocate would do in that specific situation is represent the needs of the child and the family in the conversation in a way that would make sure that the greatest possible support available to the child was put in place through the plan.
That would be so great.
Is there a date set yet for the meeting? Or that
There isn't. I can call the school on Monday and see if they have discussed IEP meetings yet.
That would be great. Does she have anything in place in terms of support?
She does have an aide.
She does, okay.
Yeah, but it's not the same one as last year. That's one thing. If she's going to be staying in that school, why can't she have the same aide? She's having to rebuild a relationship with someone else every single year. And she needs help with using the bathroom.
And trying to navigate the reality of this disease, which is progressive and changing.
We took her wheelchair to the bus stop and they wouldn't even take it. And it was a Lyft bus.
Oh.
They pick her up every single day and you can't transport the wheelchair on the Lyft bus. I mean, there's been multiple things. It literally took an entire year to put a handicap rail up for her to use the bathroom. At the end of the day, I just want to make sure that Alli's comfortable and that she is in a healthy learning environment. I think, that's what means the most to me and for her.
Absolutely, and I think you're doing everything right to make sure that happens. Let's have a follow-up conversation that's much more specific.
Okay.
And we'll go from there.
That'll be perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's good to talk to you, and I look forward to our follow-up.
Bye-bye. Well, I think that went well.
I do too. I'm really happy for you. I think it's imperative that you have the advocate,
Yeah.
and especially the person you talk to.
You don't have a handbook for any of this stuff. Right. In that IEP meeting, if I would have had an attorney or an advocate, they would have been like, why does she have to have a new aide? Or why, but I didn't know. I was like, okay, sure, as long as she has an aide.
Well, they'll be able to probably
They'll know what to
maybe see things in the future that maybe you wouldn't know to think of or to ask for.
Because they've seen this, they've been through this.
Right. That there should never be a question of, am I going to have, is my child going to have an aide the following year?
No. Hopefully the advocate will also help me make sure that the aide is only working with Alli. There was one year she wouldn't even eat because she didn't know if she was going to drop the tray and embarrass herself in front of everyone like that. Oh my gosh. So I want to make sure that, she has that undivided attention.
I support you no matter what. So, if there's anything I can do or any phone calls or meetings or anything that I need to do, I'm more than happy to help out.
You the best, babe.
That's true.
You the best.
It's gonna be all right.
Who are you gonna have a call with?
My editor.
Now, how long have you been working on your book?
Shoot. A few months.
Yeah?
We've both written out a timeline.
Yeah.
So of literally from the time I was born until now. It's an autobiography and like a self-help book. It has become way deeper than what I thought it was gonna be because I've talked about things that I never thought I would even talk about. Hello.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Excellent. We're super excited about the book, and I just wanted to check in on your progress. How's it going?
So far it's going well.
So let's talk about the title.
So the title will be my girls' middle names, Hope, Grace, and Faith.
I love it. I love it. Why don't we have a check-in again in a couple of weeks, and you'll have some material ready for me, and we can take it from there.
All right, that sounds great.
There are so many reasons behind me wanting to write this book. I feel like I've experienced so much in my lifetime that I haven't been completely honest about, and I feel like I'm finally ready to be open about it, ready to take whatever comes and not care because I know it's gonna make a difference for someone else. I've never said this before, but I was addicted to pain medication.
I think I know that there's a drug problem, and I think that you're afraid to tell me.
No, I swear to God there's not. I definitely think that I hit it a lot. It was hard for me to hear all the backlash and the hate. I was scared of what the repercussions would be. And then I would have this like big addict on my forehead and everyone perceiving that every little thing I did was because I was an addict. I was afraid of the way I'd be looked at. I was afraid Corey would be able to still use it against me in court. It's nothing that I should be ashamed of. So I want others to own their stories and not be ashamed or feel like they're alone.
Did you tell Daddy my book went up on Amazon for pre-orders?
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, you did. You did know that, girl.
Oh.
What's the name of my book?
Play a master. I lost my memory.
Jesus. You're in the book too, because we were married. Like, I know that it's gonna make a difference in so many people's lives. So, like, that's the biggest goal out of all of it. Not how everyone's gonna react to it, because it's my story, my life, situations that I've went through. And I've told you about stuff.
Matter of fact, I think we maybe not want to film about it.
No, because it is things that shaped me and made me the person that I am today. It is where I come from, and I just want people to know that they're not alone, that have went through those similar situations. I think that's most importantly. It doesn't matter where you were or where you came from, you can always be better.
When I told Jeremy what was in my book, he was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe you are putting literally everything in this book. You know, while I was battling with addiction, I was still married to Jeremy. And I understand that it was even hard for him.
You can't love me if you don't love yourself.
It's nothing like going through it. She's alone for 3 years.
Then he went and talked about me behind my back to everyone else about me being an addict and not even to me. Like, I don't know. I love Jeremy, but damn. I think he sees it differently. I think he definitely sees it differently now. But before, it wasn't, the stigma around it was just like, she's a junkie, divorce her. I'm not sure if Jeremy is wanting to protect himself or, me, but I also am not gonna let that influence me one way or the other, because I don't want anyone else to feel as alone as I did.
It feels great that my story is helping people, but my struggle with addiction wasn't the only secret that came out in my book. I also revealed the truth about a miscarriage that was documented on the show. Even though I was only 8 weeks pregnant, it was still my baby.
and I still loved that baby more than anything else in this world.
All right, so let's get a clap sync.
1, 2, 3. I totally expected it to blow up because there's a lot of raw, vulnerable information that I've released in my book. It's like the miscarriage that played out on TV was an abortion. I was not married to Jeremy. We were dating, but still, Corey was kind of really, really in my head around that time.
Some rumors about you being pregnant.
Maybe.
You can answer it with a wired in. Oh, shit. You've obviously moved on pretty serious. I mean, any cracked doors are now shut.
Both of us had mixed feelings about our relationship, and I felt like I up
By getting pregnant.
and I had a rep at that time that was like, Leah, this is gonna look so bad on you. There's this pill that you can go take and it will, like, it's just like a miscarriage. I was like, okay, because you had to do it before you were 8 weeks pregnant.
Why did you make up the story about a miscarriage and not just come right out and say you had an abortion?
Because I was ashamed. I was ashamed of the choice that I made and that I allowed others to influence my decision making at that time. In West Virginia, abortion is a very controversial topic. So to me, it was like, I don't want anyone to know I did this.
Did you tell Jeremy it was a miscarriage also?
At first, yeah. At first, I told Jeremy it was a miscarriage. I don't think anyone understands the guilt. Like, I thought I was going to hell. I thought I was like burning to death for the rest of my life, that I would never be forgiven. I was also afraid that he would be like, you're a murderer. What I've learned is that I get to love myself no matter what. Like, I get to love myself even beyond the mistakes that I've made in my life, And I get to forgive myself because we're all perfectly imperfect.
When did you tell Jeremy?
Jeremy and I did like this release, like tell all, when we were going through our divorce. I'm so grateful for him because he never held my kids over, like Addie over my head. I will forever be grateful.
Today is my naloxone training, and I want to help people who are struggling with the same things I dealt with.
West Virginia is still struggling with the opioid crisis. And what so many really don't understand is they may have had experiences just like my own and became dependent on this medication. I personally want to have it on me as I continue to advocate for my community and anyone that, may be struggling with addiction and experience an overdose. I want to be able to save their life, of course. Look what I went and done. I went to this community center and I had training to carry naloxone. They showed me how to administer it if I encounter an overdose, and honestly, it was so worth it. First, you're gonna call 911. This is a nasal spray. You squirt one spray in the nostril as needed for opioid overdose, and then you stay with that person until help arrives. But I can name off friends that have got the phone call that their brother or their dad or their really close family member has passed away due to an overdose, and I want to see those people come up. Drugs like heroin are very powerful drugs. Addiction rewires our brain.
Yeah.
I don't have the luxury of ignoring this because my kids are my number one concern, and they know that I struggled with addiction. Mm-hmm. They know that I'm advocating for it, that I'm super passionate about it, and I talk about it frequently. I don't want them to look at someone else like most people look at someone that's struggling with addiction.
No.
And I really, really want to have a conversation with Corey about it. I never actually owned up to Corey because I was scared to, because of the stigma, because we were in court. It was like I had to hide it. It just breaks my heart because I'm telling you. Sorry. The situation that I was in, like, no one would get it. Unless you've been through it. Buckle up.
Even though Leah is back in school, the twins still spend a lot of time together because of COVID, and I've recently noticed more tension between them.
Can we put that in the back, please? The suitcase.
We don't have no one to put it back there.
Yeah, we do. We have a whole trunk.
Well, Allie's lazy and don't put it.
Hey! Give it to me.
She just
Don't call anyone lazy. Yeah, and you hit her in the head. Do not call someone lazy
I didn't
again.
know.
Okay, I'm just letting you know now. Leah, did you mean to hit your sister?
No.
Then tell her you're sorry because you didn't look and you called her lazy. Okay. I'm not sure if I asked both of you or if I asked just you, but either way, we could just be a little bit easier.
You said, Leah, can you put that in the back? I was giving it to Alli to go put it in the back because
Okay, let's talk about this later. Our entire freaking ride to your dad's is gonna be about this. And you wanna continue to argue with me about it instead of resolving it.
No, I'm not trying to argue.
Okay, I'm not going to.
I'm not trying to.
Okay.
I'm just trying to talk.
I just want us to see where we're showing up and how we can show up differently. And calling people lazy or reacting.
I didn't know another word.
Huh?
I didn't know another word.
Okay, but learn other words. Be open to learning other words than lazy.
She don't, like, we just think that she don't want to do things.
Okay, well, that's not always true.
Doesn't.
That's not always true.
You didn't even ask me if I was going to do it or not.
Yeah.
Because that's what she usually does.
Okay, and she also gets more tired than you do easily. Be considerate of others. Listen, I apologize if I seemed a little angry. I was when I saw the reaction from each of you, okay? And my only question is for you to do a little reflecting and see how that could have been prevented and done a little differently. I love you guys. I love you, Grace. Aaliyah. Okay, she doesn't love me right now. That's okay.
There's a different dynamic to our family. Raising a daughter with unique differences and a compromised immune system it affects all of us. Since school shut down last spring, they've been with each other nonstop. If you know the past 10 years of conversations that we've had with Leah over the years, you would understand that there's a lot that she doesn't understand. And there's a lot more hurt and anger that she feels and she didn't know how to express. That breaks my heart. I don't want her to ever feel that way.
They had a little disagreement in the car, so they might not be in the best moods right now.
Okay.
Aaliyah just picked up the suitcase and was like, and called Alli lazy.
I mean, it happens, but she needs to realize that she needs to slow down and process it.
Yes.
Before she acts.
Reacts. So. That's what I told her. I asked them how they could have handled it differently, and Aaliyah shut down.
Yeah, but
she doesn't understand Alli's diagnosis. Yeah. She really doesn't. Yeah. And she looks at it as lazy because she's a 10-year-old that doesn't understand or comprehend. But there's also something beautiful about it. She doesn't see.
Yeah, it is.
Alli as being any different than her.
Right.
But it's still a struggle for her too.
Yeah, because she don't understand why Alli can't do everything.
Well, that's why she called her lazy, because she doesn't.
Yeah, she don't look at her that way. Mm.
Sisters, they're still sisters. At the end of the day, they're gonna have disagreements.
Yeah.
All right.
Now that they've gone to school in person, I definitely think that it will give them some time to themselves, and they'll enjoy the time together more. Alli has a lot on her plate, trying to navigate that, her way of living life. But Aaliyah also has dealt with a lot, having a sister with unique differences. Most adults don't understand muscular dystrophy, let alone a 10-year-old. And I know that individually they each go through their own things, and I want to be able to support them. It's been a few months since I last saw the doctor about my tumor, but I have an appointment this week to see if it's grown. And even though my girls know about it, we haven't discussed it lately.
Since we can't go to the nail salon, I'm the nail tech. What do you think? Girl time. Girl mom.
You're a woman, not a girl.
Thank you. I am a woman. You guys will be women one day. Do you guys miss any of your friends at school?
Yeah.
You do? What about you, Grace? You missing that crush? You missing that crush?
Mom, what about your crushes?
What about my crushes? I don't have a crush. Are you trying to tell me to date, Leah?
You do need to go on a date soon. You need to actually find someone nice.
What would be the benefit of me dating? That's what I want to know.
Well, you're gonna have to like take out the trash.
That's all the guys are good for?
Me and Mommy take the trash can down.
We do. It's very important to me that I bring people around you guys that are going to be a positive role model in you guys' life, not just anyone. So even if I went on a date, it's not like you would meet someone that I went on a date with. But you know what? I'm okay with being alone too. I got you guys.
You'll have your cats. It's me.
Okay, I'll just remember not to let them meet Addie until much, much, much later.
I don't feel pressured to date right now. I know my girls keep talking about it. I want to be physically, mentally 100% before I add anyone else to my life. I have my follow-up doctor's appointment for the tumor on my breast coming up and figuring out what steps I need to take moving forward. It's so important to me that I show my daughters a healthy relationship. Hopefully they do it completely differently than I did.